After I learned this, I quit my job. Real talk. All right. So yeah, after I learned this, how to flip houses, I quit my job. We're gonna talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Quick Flipper Confessions, aka how to get what you want from what I did in my day in a few minutes. And you know what? We're gonna do something different. We're not gonna talk to old girl this time. Cause when I be replaying these videos, I'm going to the timer online. Timer online. When I be replaying these videos, I got Alexa's all over the house. I got so she when I be playing these same videos and to go back and try to improve on how I deliver and get better at this whole being in front of the camera thing. When I say her name, she sets my whole house off. My timers be going off everywhere in the house. I got timers in the kitchen, timers in the bathroom, timers in the bedroom, and then this timer right here, it's like, and they be going off. I'm like, why is the timer going off? And it just be kind of chaotic. So I thought what I'd do is just go ahead and do a regular timer and see how that works. And that's proof in the pudding and just get something started, man. Just get something started and work out the kinks along the way. So that's what we're doing. And thank you for helping me do that. And I have set this timer. All right, and it's counting down right now. We'll see how this plays out. If this don't work, we'll find something else something to do. What's going on, Justin? I see you still up, brother. I see you up. And yeah, so about 8 a.m., we're going to talk about how my day went, and hopefully you can find some type of inspiration, motivation, or just learn something new to get you to the next level. You know what? Let me turn off this air conditioner. It's getting kind of chilly in here anyway. And you probably just like can't hear me as good with it going on. So let's go on. All right, so yeah, I woke up about 8 a.m. and then I went back to sleep. I titled this today, what I titled it? Lazy Monday. Yeah, so it is Monday it's not May the 7th, 2019. But yeah, I titled this Lazy Monday. I woke up, went back to sleep, 8 a.m. End up getting up about 10 a.m. and I start fixing breakfast. My typical oatmeal. I just had oatmeal, and I hooked it up and put some marshmallows in it and some graham crackers. I was just trying something different. I've been eating a lot of s'mores lately, so I got a lot of both right now. And yeah, just trying something different. About 11 a.m., really it was about 10:45. A seller called me back from yesterday's. They had called me Sunday about a house, and it's a nice big house with a big old yard. Like it's very spacious. It's a cool looking house. And let me show it to you. I'm gonna show you the picture. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else I got up here. Gotta delete some stuff. All right. Okay. Yeah, I can show you that right there. There. Thought I had more pictures of this house. Dang, I guess I don't. You know what? Yeah, I'll still show it to you though. And I'm still learning this system. My bad for, well, not my bad, but is there a quicker way to show you this? I swear I had another picture of this shit. All right, I'm pulling it up. All right, here. So here go the house right here. Look, it got all this land right here. That shit crazy. He said it'd be taking like a couple of hours to mow that grass, and I believe him. I think all of this is his property from here to here, all the way back here. He said he got a couple ride mowers, like 3 big boys. One of them cost like $6,000. One of his ride mowers. And then what else I was gonna show you? And this is the other view of the house. Let me see. Open. I don't know if I meant to open it that way. No, I don't know this program. That was the wrong program. Open with, maybe it's 3D Paint. Yeah. I'm not used to this program either. I usually do straight Photoshop. But yeah, here go another view of the house. Oh shoot. Hold up. But see how big it is? It's pretty nice. He said he had a lot of cars. Ain't the best picture. I had another picture where it was more zoomed in and more crispy, but I don't know. I guess I didn't get it all the way over there. But yeah, it's like a lot of land, a lot of freaking land. Anyway, so he called back in and I talked to him yesterday. He called back today about 11ish, about 10 something, and I was basically telling him, man, this because he wanted, it wasn't you got to know like quick flipper type calculations to know whether or not you can quick flip the house or not. And according to the calculations, it was nothing I could do because house only worth like between 150 130,000, and he has a mortgage on the property. And I don't know, just doing this a lot, and just when people call in within the first 20 to 30 seconds, I could pretty much tell whether or not it's going to be a deal that I can make some money off of, or I can help out this person. However you want to look at it. I look at it both ways. I try to help people and make some money. But I could pretty much tell when he started talking that this wasn't a deal that I could do a typical quick flip from. But there is another thing that I found that I know about that haven't done a lot of, and it's what's known as like subject twos. And I'm trying to read off my notes, make sure I covered everything. Yeah, he just owes too much on his mortgage for me to quick flip it. And and even though, because he was telling me, I was thinking like, okay, he wants some money and he owes a mortgage on it. I was like, this definitely ain't gonna work for a quick flip. But I was thinking subject to. But I was thinking he probably wants some money from the deal. But then when I talked to him today, he said he just wanted to walk away from it. Like he don't want any money. Whatever's owed on the mortgage, he just want the bank to have the money. Like he'll walk away from the house with nothing. And that's something back in the day I never would have thought. Like people walk away from houses like this, but they do. And more times than not, and more times than you would think. Like enough times to make a living off of that. Like I'm making a living off of people walking away from houses. And sometimes these deals, even though they walk away from them, they're still not salvageable. They're still not doable. You're still not able to make a profit. There are little ways you could tweak. I know quick flipping like the back of my hand, but there's another way that could have worked had the numbers matched up, and it's something called subject to. And basically what that is it's taking the house and with the mortgage on it. Like say I gotta do even numbers. Let's say that the house worth 120,000. And he owed, which is close to, it's actually worth about 130, 150, somewhere around there. And he owes $100,000 on the house on a mortgage, and he's paying that mortgage. Okay, but say that he only pays monthly $600. And when I did the math on how much the house would rent for, the house will rent for about $1,500 a month. It's like a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. Nice. And it has all that land. Not that matters. Actually, the land is more headache than what it's worth because you got to cut it. And it's going to cost like $200-300 a month minimum to cut. Somebody's going to have to cut it. So you're going to have to buy lawnmowers or whatever. It's more headache. A lot of land is kind of more headache than it's worth. And I definitely don't think I would want a house with a lot of land. Cool. Anyway, that's another. I'm going on a tangent, so let me stop there. All right. So, yeah. So with the subject to move, it's like I found out about this, and I'm going to go into my story a little bit in a few minutes. I found out about what's going on, Bridget. I see you still up. But yeah, on a subject to move, I found about this when I was learning about real estate for the first time, trying to figure out how can I get in. I found out about subject twos first, but I never mastered it. I think I tried it like 1 or 2 times in my past, but I never master it. But it's a way to get houses with no cash, no credit. But basically, it's just taking over the existing mortgage, like on his example. But I had to call my friend for backup. She's dope as hell. She's out of Milwaukee, and she's doing subject tools and quick flips and all that. And she's dope because she's a single mother of four. And she's averaging, last time I checked, averaging about 10 houses a month. And she just is having a grand opening. She got a store where she's selling weed infused bakery. Like, she's a cool ass chick. I'm gonna show you some pictures. What's going on, Marlena? But she does subject tools, so I thought I'd hit her up, and then I hit up this other guy that I know, but I didn't get no call from him. I didn't get no call back from him, but my friend from Milwaukee hit me back. Let me see where she at. She's freaking awesome. But yeah, here she is, mother of four, averaging about 10 flips a month. And it's some of her food from her bakery infused with marijuana. But yeah, she has a store in Milwaukee. But yeah, awesome chick. She inspires me. We keep in contact with each other, keep and learn from each other. But she's doing those kind of deals. So I thought I'd hit her up real quick and see if this was a deal worth doing. Because I mean, that's what I do. I learn. There's two places you can learn from. You can learn from your mistakes or my mistakes or mentors' mistakes. So that with that mindset, like, I'm like, okay, she's doing it. She, in this case, she'll be my mentor. I'm sure she made her own mistakes. I've done subject tools. I failed at it. That's why I say but it was a long time ago. But basically what it is you put a house under contract, and it's tricky as hell. You got to do it right or you'll F it up. You put a house under contract under the existing loan. Like, say, for example, if his loan was like $600, because when I hit her up, I said, hey, I got this subject too. Tell me if it's a good deal. And then I had to go back to him and call him because she needed a couple questions answered. One was, what's the monthly payment on this mortgage? What is the interest rate? Is the mortgage current? And are the taxes incorporated in the mortgage? So I called him back and found out them four questions, and come to find out that the mortgage, he owed like $1,600 a month on a mortgage. It is current, and the taxes are rolled into that. And whatever the last question was, I don't know, but all the questions was answered. But the one that killed the deal was the fact that he was paying $1,600 a month. Had he been paying like $600 a month, we could have took that house and got it from him. He moved everything out, and we put a renter in there, a renter that would pay $1,500 a month, because that's what the house rents for. But he's damn near paying retail on the rent. So what we figured out was he took out a loan. He had paid off the house, but took out either a loan or a secondary mortgage on the house, which got his payments that high to where we couldn't take over the loan to make a profit. But had he got a mortgage amount that he was paying monthly, that was like $500-$600, we could in turn take over the house. He move out because he just wants to walk away from the house. There's another case where they want to walk away from the house. He just wants to downsize, getting older in years. And that's what happened. That's where these deals come from. A lot of people ask me, how do you get these deals? Like, they really don't see how you can get a house for so cheap. But you have to understand if there's a psychology to an older person getting older, or an older person or somebody that has passed away and their children inherit a property and they live out of state, or they had their own houses to deal with, households to deal with. And now they have this other property that's actually taking money out of their pocket and being more trouble than it's worth, because, a loved one has passed away. So they have this empty property that they're willing to sell at a discount where you can step in. All right. So basically I had to call him back and tell him the bad news. I hate doing that. Like, I like helping people. So when I can't help them, even though people like that, they put themselves in their own type of situation. whether they realize it or not. Because I think it's a failed school system, and it trickles back to our grandparent, probably to the beginning of history, when people start learning how to be rich and keeping people poor. Like they're not letting people know. I think the powers that be are not letting people know on an even playing field. They let the kids know or their family members know. Like that's why the rich stay rich, and the poor stay poor, and broke stay broke. Unless we break somebody in our family breaks a cycle, or somebody like guys like me like step out and start telling people like, hey, this is how you do this. Hold on, I got my allergies acted up. My bad. But yeah, like sharing these kind of tips and scenarios, and just like me telling you where I came from and sharing my journey with you, set you on your own path and your own journey of discovery. Until we start doing like that as a people, because they definitely ain't doing it in schools, not even college, not high school, not college, not grade school, none of that. They teaching everybody how to be workers, like how to work for somebody and make them like wealthy. And I don't know. I'm just leave it at that. I'm just leave it at that. We'll talk about that another day. All right. So yeah, after that subject to deal, and I try to call him back. I'm gonna have to talk to him tomorrow because he didn't answer the phone. Basically, I just was chilling after that. I know I've been studying. I went outside a few times. I was just going back and forth. Like I sit in front of this computer a few minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, learning something new, and then I go outside and just breathe the air and enjoy the sunshine. It's nice. It was a nice day. I just feel like I feel like I'm retired. Like I do. Because I notice everybody that be outside with me, they retire. They like in their 60s and like, you know, yeah, it's like I'm living that retirement life because I really don't. I can pretty much call my own shots, and I like as far as my day go, like I'm responsible for my time, and I think that's cool, and that's where I plan to go, or whatever. But I want to step it up a notch, so I'm kind of getting back on myself to get on back on my grind because I don't want to get too comfortable where I'm at. But it's kind of cool. It's definitely cool. But yeah. So I was just kicking the breeze with my neighbors, walk down the street, talk to my neighbor a little bit. But then I came back in, studied some more, and then I started getting tired. I was sitting in this chair and I was getting tired, and I was like, you know what, I'm about to take a nap. Like fuck it, day over. I'm taking a nap. And I went and I laid down, but I didn't mean to sleep. I slept till like 10. Then I woke up like, dang, I didn't mean to sleep that late. Let me see. All right, and yeah. I think I'm saying in my notes that I think my sleep got thrown off because I went out Saturday and I didn't get good sleep that day. I stayed out like all night, and I get home to like 5, and then I didn't go to bed till like 6 or 7 in the morning because I was out partying and rolling around on my hoverboard all night. I got kicked off my hoverboard at Walmart. They let me ride it in the club, and sometimes I'd be taking pictures or whatever. People pay me just to take pictures of them or whatever when I'm in the club. I only got $30 that night. I could have made more, but I don't even be trying to make no money. I just go around taking pics, and people just like, hey, can you print that out? And I got my printer there. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I just charge $10 a pic, but I just be rolling around on my hoverboard dancing, and that's just something I like to do every now and then. But I stopped doing it as much when I start getting real serious about this real estate. I shut it down for real for the most part, but every now and then I step out and just take some pictures, just to, have a couple of drinks and have some fun, whatever, and mix them in. And I had a great time. I ain't gonna lie, I had fun Saturday, and yeah. So yeah, but it threw my sleep off. I'm still like recuperating from that. And anyway, so around 10, I woke up. 10 p.m. I woke up. And I did some behind the scenes things. Like I got this quick flipper training system that I'm working on. Or I'm already did it. I'm redoing it, and it's taking me longer than I thought. And then I was working on my book. I wrote some more to my book, and then marketing. I was working on marketing because I got this house that I got Friday, and I need to get my marketing tight for that. So I'm like a little behind on that. I should have got my marketing together by the weekend, but I know how to sell them so quick, so it ain't nothing. I'll probably have that thing sold by next week by the latest. All right, but Yeah. So here go my story. Like after I learned this about flipping houses, this is when I quit my job. So my backstory is, I don't know if you heard, like my dad kicked me out when I was a teenager, and I was homeless. I was living in my car. I'm laughing to keep from crying for real, but like, yeah, this shit, when I think about it, it makes me emotional. But I tell the story anyway. I had to find my way off the street, and I wanted to prove that I was somebody. And I definitely had a chip on my shoulder from the way, things went down with my dad. And I ended up running into a girl while I was on the street, and she helped me get off the street. And I transitioned into working a factory job, but I still felt stuck. And still having that chip on my shoulder from being kicked out and thrown away like I was trash and left for homeless and left for dead. That's why I took it. I turned to books to find the answer on how to be more than just the average person who works a 9 to 5. See, my dad, he did that for like, and retired from, and I just wanted more. And I got into this book. I ran into this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and what it did is it opened my eyes to the possibility of living my life on my own terms, which I'm kind of doing now. And they told me that I should get into real estate, and I was like, man, I got to make that happen. So that book led to another book and courses and more books and more courses, and with that, the plan was to get into real estate, but I didn't know how. Other than the people that wrote books, I didn't know nobody that was doing it successfully. And me being a compulsive real estate learner and studyaholic, I ended up at a real estate investor meeting, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. After going so many meetings, I've been to tons. I've been to tons by that point. Like, when I say tons, like several years worth of meetings, and just constantly trying to ask people and figure out my way into the game. But so happened I was at the right place at the right time after all those times, because sometimes that's what it takes. There was a speaker that came, and they was saying in front of everybody that you can get in real estate with no cash, credit, or real estate license. And so, my ears perked up like, huh? Okay, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So he was saying that it was sort of like being a fisherman, like throwing your rod out, and all you had to do is put the right bait, aka the right marketing pieces, out to the right kind of fish, aka the right kind of sellers, and they'll bite, and bite meaning give you a call. And he said the cool part about it is that you could tie up the property using a contract. And here goes the contracts that I use. I call these quick flipper contracts right here, the one pagers. But basically, this is print money. These contracts represent money, because you could print whatever you want on them lines, on them, and it magically turns into big checks. All right, and so you type the property using a contract, and you tie it up long enough to find a person that wants to buy the house, and you get the buyer another piece of paper. See, these is actually two different contracts. They look similar, but this one is for the seller and this one is for the buyer. They're a little bit different. You can kind of tell. Now, it's hard to tell at that point, but they have different languages in it. This one gives you the right to sell the property that you tie up, and this one gives you the it's like this is like print money, like for real. You put the lesser amount on this sheet, the amount that you agree with the seller, and then you put the amount that you want the buyer to buy the property at, and then you take these two papers and you email it off or scan it or bring it to the title company. I like things quick, so I just scan it and then email it off to the title company, and from there they take it away and make things happen, and you close on the house, and the title company cuts you a check. So yeah, he told me about doing that at that seminar. I lost my place. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that that when you have the buyer fill out this contract, he was saying that once they fill out you have them put down a significant amount of money that they wouldn't want to walk away from, and if they did, they would lose that money. It's known as a money. It's called an earnest money deposit. It just basically binds them to the contract, and they know if they walk away from the deal. I asked for 500. Some people ask for like at least 1,000. Some people, I've heard people ask for $2,000 down on a house, just something that would hurt if they walked away from the deal. One time I had a buyer put down $100 for earnest money deposit, and he walked away from it, so that didn't really hurt him. You know what I'm saying? But usually I do 500. I've had somebody walk away from $500. They didn't close with me, and they spun me for a while, and they walked away for $500, and I kept it. And he called me like, "You can keep the money." And I'm like, "You damn right." I was kind of pissed. Like, "You damn right I'm gonna keep the money." Like, I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. I was like, "You damn right I'm gonna keep this money. You ain't getting this money back. You know what it is." But so yeah. But they put down an earnest money deposit. He in the meeting he was telling me that I'm trying to like go off of what actually happened and what I wrote that happened, and I'm like all mixed up. All right, so dude that I came to this meeting, and we and I heard this for the first time, and I'm like, jaw dropped, like, what? Okay, this is it. Okay, because I was thinking before when I got into real estate, like, man, how am I getting real estate? I gotta save up probably 10 grand or a lot of money, or be able to get approved for a loan. Dude telling me I don't need no cash, I don't need no credit, and I don't need a real estate license. I can get in real estate, just taking 2 pieces of paper and finding the deal and having them sign, and I just collect a check. Okay, that means I can build my capital. Like, so it's like, mind blown. All right. So, but he was doing this in another city, and he was showing us about the possibilities of doing it here in that city. And I was just thinking, like, man, he doing it in his city, but will it work for mine? You know what I'm saying? Will it work for me? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of this, here is this stranger. I didn't even meet him. I'm hearing about him today, and he's asking for $700. And I'm not used to paying somebody a total stranger $700 out of my pocket for something that may or may not work, So it's like, dang, should I do it? Should I not do it? But felt like Eminem on the Last Mile. Like, this is my one shot. Like, if I don't do it with him today and give him this money, then I might miss my one shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't know this cat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't call him up and say, I changed my mind. So it's like I was on the fence. But I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm thinking about what if I don't do it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I did. He had a 2-day training. I attended it for a few hours on a Saturday, a few more hours on a Sunday. Told me everything I need to know. I need to hear to get started. He sent me home with a big, thick book. It was something like this size of a book. This ain't actually the book. This is another book about flipping houses I bought for $1,000. But I bought this. I bought that like last year. I try to stay fresh with the courses so I can know how to flip it from different angles. And I noticed I went through about 6 courses. I bought like over 6 and went through over 6 courses because I really want to master this and really hone in on how to do this, from all angles. So I'm constantly learning about it. And what I've noticed is that people just teach different and got different styles and modes of finding these incredible deals. Yeah. So let me see what else I gotta say on this, because I'll be freestyling and I'm reading and it just kind of throws me off. All right. So I went out and I did just what he said. I got my phone to ring, put a house under contract, found a buyer, closed on the house, walked out the title company with a fat ass check, my first fat ass check. Quit my job and started living my life on my own terms. Then I got The Story Continues. Also, I want to say while I'm talking about all this is if you're looking for a quick flipper mentor, reach out to me. I'm revamping that training I was telling you about, but you know what? I'll let you have, for a limited time, only have special access to the old training that I've already did. Some of my students have made money with, thousands of dollars. One student of mine, she made $8,000, and I don't really do $8,000 deals on the regular, so I was a little jelly in a good way. There's good jealous and bad jealous. I was definitely good jealous. I was very happy for her. She made 8,000. Took her and her husband to Vegas, and the story continues on her story. All right, so let me see. Yeah, so you can have access to the old training. You got to reach out to me. And then when the new training comes in, you also have unlimited access to that. And for me as your personal mentor, for mentorship and training. All right, but that's for a limited time. All right, so you got to reach out to me and let me know that's what you want to do. All right, but yeah, that's my story, man. And now I'm just I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm halfway retired, halfway just chilling. I don't want to get comfortable though. I'm like on a reach for more type situation. Was that all I had? Yeah, that's what I got. All right. Let me know if you learned something today. Let me know if you learned something today. And yeah. That I'm just now. I gotta remember to look at the comments sometime. What's going on? Yeah, that looked like a country club golf property. Yeah. Yeah, why I got all them Alexas? Cause they do. I like them in different room. I like to be able to talk to her in any room. Sometimes when I had just one in my one room, I was like dang, I wish I had it in this room. And then every room, I'll be in every room. I'll be in the bathroom a lot. I'll be in my bedroom when a lot. I'll be in here a lot. Only room I don't be in a lot is my living room, so I don't have one in there. I'll be in the basement working. Well, I don't work out as much as I should, but I'll be in the basement, so I got Alexa in the basement. And hell, if I had one, if they made them for the car, I had one there too. But yeah, I like her for the convenience because I can ask her any question. Alexa, what's the weather for tomorrow? Damn, I wish I had my vape. See, but she be catching attitudes. And then it's kind of funny too, because they actually, Alexa, what's the weather for tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Dayton, there will be lots of clouds with a high of 79 degrees and a low of 65 degrees.
Yeah, just stuff like that. When I need to know something on the fly, I got trouble with my spelling. So when I'm writing these books and I'm like, Alexa, how do you spell books? Alexa, how do you spell book?
Book is spelled B-O-O-K.
Just little stuff like that. Like, if I need help spelling something or just got a quick question. That's why I got her in every room, because stuff be popping off in my head like, hey, I wonder, and then I'll just ask her. Or hell, shit, she could turn on my lights for real. I don't have it set up in here, but in my bedroom, if I say Alexa, turn on my light, she turned it off. If I say Alexa, turn my light to red, she turned my light to red. But I got bulbs right here. I just ain't even put them in here yet. I don't know. I'll just be lazy. All right. So if you learned something from today, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section and just what you learned today. I don't care if it's on the show, on this episode, or somewhere else. Just we learners around here. All right. Like I said, if you're looking for a quick flipper mentor, holla at me. I stay busy, but I will squeeze you in because I don't know. That's I like this lifestyle, and I like for other people to learn how to do what I do, and live life on their own terms. So yeah, I'm about that. All right, so if you got value from this episode, like, share on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, hit that bell notification for when I drop a new joint. You'll be notified. I am Nykel, DeShawn, quick flipper, helping you flip your first deal, your next deal on the house side. As always, stay focused, learn something all the time, and take action. Yeah. Ow!